Welcome to Studio U. This is our night to talk about vacation and sports and how to preserve those family adventures and maybe make some fun things to go with some of your sporting and vacation things as well. My name is Stacy Croninger, and we have Brooke Mayer who's going to be helping us as well, and then Chelsea's behind the scenes answering questions. So if you have questions, feel free to type those in, because we would love to address any questions you might have tonight. Before we get started, I want to talk to you a little bit about our sale item for this month. Until the end of June, you can save 10% on all canvases and wood prints. How many of you have done a wood print? Because those things are beautiful, as you can see from this example here. Okay, you'll see this is an actual shot of one of our wood prints, not what the template looks like. So you can see that the wood grain shows through wherever it's white. The white does not print and the wood grain comes through. So when you pick a design or a photo that you want to put on your wood prints, make sure you have some white space and then some areas that are not very busy. See, like these green areas, because you're not going to really see the grain through these photos. But oh, love those. So let's look at some templates we have. These are some new ones that have just been added recently. On the left, we have this cute one that has actually a wood background, and it's Be a Pineapple. Did you know pineapples are trending right now? They are pretty darn hot for decor items. So if you're needing a pineapple, here's a cute wood print you can do. And I love this quote: "Be a pineapple, stand tall, wear a crown, and be sweet on the inside." Love it. And speaking of crowns, how about this one that says, "When the queen is happy, there is peace in the kingdom." And I'm thinking that could probably be true just about anyone. And you could easily switch that out to king, too, you know, because if mom or dad isn't happy, nobody's happy. Okay, in our canvas template area, we have My Lineage, and actually there's two other versions of this. This one shows 5 generations. There's one for 4 generations and one for 6. What a great way to display your family history. Just love this one. And then we have this fun, spunky Hello Summer. Just simple, but what a great way to decorate your home, bring some bright colors. We actually have this one printed and displayed at our office, and it really is such a beautiful teal background, and just love the look that we get with that. So again, canvases and wood prints on sale for 10% until midnight Mountain Time, the last day of June, which in June we have 30 days this month. Okay, so make sure you get that taken care of. Now, before we dive in, I'm going to give away 25 points because you have been kind enough to show up on time for class, and we want to reward you for that. So we're going to give away 25 points to Julie Bookser. Julie Bookser, you're getting 25 publishing points. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. So let's dive in and talk about vacations first. Now, these templates I'm going to show you are what we call an ensemble, meaning that the next few items all coordinate. They all use the same artwork. Doesn't mean you have to print all of them or use all of them, but if you're looking for things that coordinate together, these ones do. So this first one is a Tropical Adventure Square Flip book that Brooke made. Wow, that was a mouthful there for a minute. You'll see the cover here on the left-hand side, and then I pulled out 2 different pages to show you. And this is using a set that we added in, I believe, March, called Lime in the Coconut. And it has some adorable things for beach, vacation, pool, whatever you want. It's very tropical and fun, but it can be used pretty much for any type of outdoor type thing. So this is the fun book. Again, it's a square flip book. To go along with that, she made a hipster bag, and the hipster bags are those cute ones that, oh, I think they're like 6 or 7 inches tall by about 5 or 6 inches wide, and they have a long strap, so they basically hang on your hip. Thus the name hipster bag. Very fun bag. And then we have a 12 by 12 metal print that has these cute spots for photos. Just love how easy it is to take those designs. If you'll notice, this design from the hipster bag, I'm going to go back, is the same design from the cover, and Brooke's going to show us how easy it is to move those across. And then the metal print is taking that same design and basically flipping it outside. So instead of having the photos along the bottom, they're down the side. Isn't that great? I love that you can take your designs and easily change them. Also in this set are these cute coasters. Now this is a fun way to remember your vacation year-round. So pick out your favorite photos, drop them in, and now you have some coasters. And the great thing about coasters is if you don't use them for drinks, which you don't have to, they make really fun wall decor pieces. So you could put one of those command strips on the back and line them up on your wall and have them out for display that way as well. So lots of options with coasters. And the last thing in this is this 14 by 11 wood print that's using masks to create these fun letters where you can drop photos in behind to spell out the word vacation. So fun ideas here. Now, this particular template will not be available till July 1st because it's using some masks that will be released with our July artwork. So if you're looking for this in the template gallery, it won't be there till July 1st. So look for it then. Now, this particular template is it's been there for a little while, but a lot of people do Disney in the summer or spring, and so I thought this would be a fun one to remind everyone of. So here I'm showing the scrap page and the hipster bag. There's also a canvas and a metal print that look exactly like this scrap page. And then along with the hipster bag, I believe there's a phone case and maybe a mug that uses this same idea. And Hot Diggity Dog is the actual name of the template for the hipster bag. So the ones that have the black background are Hot Diggity Dog. And then Full of Wonder are these ones that are based on this 12 by 12 layout. Fun designs. If you're going to Disney, you've been to Disney, take a look at those. There's some fun ideas there. Now, this particular one is not maybe a vacation one, but it feels vacation-y, and I spelled pineapple incorrectly. Please excuse my misspelling of pineapple. So we have a pineapple party, which should be pineapple. And Brooke created this. Again, 4 cute coasters. Wouldn't those be fun for your summer party? It does say party on there. Happy Day, Sunshine. They're so fun. And then she's done 3 different phone cases. I'm just showing one here. iPhone 5, the iPhone 6, and the iPhone 6S are all in this fun little design. And usually you hear an apple a day keeps the doctor away. How about a pineapple a day keeps the worries away? Love it. Okay, so there's some cute ideas for things that feel vacation-y. So if you're not going on vacation, maybe use these for your stay vacation and get your home feeling all festive and fun. So we've talked about vacation. Let's talk about sports. Cassie has been busy at work, and she's created a couple of ensembles for us. This first one is around baseball. This is an 8x8 storybook that she's done this cute cover. Here's the first inside page, and then here's a spread that is in the book. You'll notice that not all the spots have photos. She's left some spots where you can either put additional photos or you could put journaling in there or embellishments, whatever you want. But a really fun book that's very simple in design and lets those photos be the focus. To coordinate with those, she has this 11 by 14 print. And again, I'm going to go backwards and notice that she has taken this first page and made that into a print. So easy way to display this all the time in your child's room, or maybe you have a play area or a video room or something that you can display these in. And then, I don't know about you, but candy is kind of a fun thing. And a lot of times at the end of sporting events, we end up with activities at the end. So why not wrap some of these fun Hershey nuggets with address labels? This one says it's not whether you win or lose, it's how you play the game. And all you do is peel these off, wrap them around your Hershey nuggets, and you're set to go. So if you're looking for a fun way to celebrate that end of season, or maybe a little gift for the coach and for the other team members, this would be fun to do. The 11 by 14 print would be a fun gift to do for each of the players on the team as well. You could swap out their name and put in a photo and the stats about that player. Cassie took this one step further and converted it into a basketball ensemble as well. So you'll notice that it's similar layout. It's the exact same, actually. And I'll show swapped out the background and the accents and, of course, the photos. So this is the cover. And then these are 3 different pages, so I didn't want you to see the exact same ones that were in the baseball section. But these are 3 pages that have options as well. Lots of places to put photos. Because I know that when I take pictures of photo or sporting events, I tend to end up with a lot of photos because, you have to have every hit, every shot that they make, every scramble, whatever it is that they're doing in that sporting event. And so it's nice to have plenty of places to put all those photos that you managed to take throughout the season. So lots of options there. Of course, she made us also an 11 by 14 print with the basketball theme. Don't you love that stitching, that kind of broken look? Just really gives it kind of a masculine look to it. And again, a candy wrap for it with the same quote, but it has the basketball accents on it. So really cute things there. And Brooke's going to show you how easily you can change this to another sport too, because maybe your family doesn't do basketball or baseball. They do lacrosse or football or soccer. Then she's going to show you that this can easily be adapted for another sport. Okay, this next one I had to get in on the mix, and it's a 20 by 8 canvas that says the word golf on it. Again, this is using those masks. It's we have 2 alphabets we have coming. So this template will not be available till July 1st. But it's a really easy way to kind of showcase some favorite photos around whatever the theme is. So you can do this for sports. Brooke has created, actually, and I didn't grab the image of it, but a cute notepad set that uses a monogram on it. The first letter is someone's initial, and they're just really fun to do. So if you're looking for a way to highlight those pictures on a canvas, take a look at this one, July 1st. And then scrap pages are always a nice thing to have for those different occasions. If you don't want to do a whole book, maybe do a page or 2 about it. So this one is Baseball is His Game. It's a 12 by 12 scrap page. It's got spots for 4 photos, but you could add more. There's still space in there to do that. And you could easily swap this out to a different sport just by changing out the words and some of the accents and things. So that's a baseball scrap page. Now this one I went back and found because I thought this is such a great layout. This is one that Roxanne made for us. And this one's Got Game Soccer. It's a 12 by 12 scrap page. The great thing is that Roxanne made this into, I believe, 9 different sports, including, and I'm not going to get all of them right here, but there was cricket and bowling, football, baseball, basketball. I don't remember all of them, but you should go and look because I bet she's got one of your sports covered in this. And again, great way to get lots of photos in there. And that grid makes it so easy to just drop in whatever photos you want, swap out some text, and you're set to go. So go take a look at those fun things. Now, before we go into studio, which is what we're going to do next, I'm going to give away a few more points because, who doesn't want to have points, right? So we're going to give away 25 more points. This time they're going to Sue Brown. Sue Brown, we're so glad you joined us this evening. We'll be giving you 25 points. And it looks like some people are having problems seeing my screen advance. Is that still happening? Because we want to make sure that you can see everything that's going on. So can everyone see? Okay, so it looks like it's fixed itself. It is advancing. That's a good thing. Okay, we're going to try it in studio, and I'm going to switch it over to Brooke. Brooke, are you ready to take on this? And you know what? I'm going to have to guess which one of these is Brooke. This might be Chelsea. We're going to hope it's not Chelsea.
Give it to Chelsea.
Yeah, I think I just gave it to Chelsea. So let's try the other organizer and see if that one
let's put Chelsea on the spot.
Yeah.
There we go.
Come on, Chelsea, show us a few things. Did it come to you? Oh, yay. There we go.
Yes, and do I have mouse control?
Yes, you should have mouse control. Let's see. Wiggle that mouse. Yes. There you go.
Okay. Yay. Okay. I'm going to close the questions again, by the way. I want to remind you guys, since we have a lot of time in studio tonight, if you have any questions, if there's anything that you've been maybe a little uncertain of how to do in studio, please feel free to ask. we are more than happy to answer questions and show you guys and give tips and tricks and any of that. So if there's anything you've been wondering about, just let us know. Type it in the question box and we'll do what we can to get those answered. Okay.
Perfect. I will watch for questions and I'll feed them to you as they come in.
Perfect. Okay. I'm going to get started. I'm going to show you guys. I'm opening the new basketball book that Cassie did. And I'm going to show you guys how easy it is to just change up a couple of pages to, say, football. So if we open it in here, and again, as always, when you open a project in Studio, you'll have this design guide around the outside. When you're in a project for the first time in a different product that you've maybe never done before, it is very, very helpful to read these and know what it is you're looking at with the design guides in here. When you know when you've read these and already know what it's talking about, you can toggle it off with this design guide button. That way it gives you just a little bit more design space so you don't feel crowded by all those bubbles. So I'm in here, I'm just on the front cover. I'm going to go into the art collection and just search football. And I actually really like this football collection right here. So the easiest thing to do is just find some things that you like and just start swapping them out. So you'll notice if I click on a locked object, this paper is locked, so it gives me a pink border. And then when I go to drag something over it, I get this drop art here to swap. So I can swap in any of these papers that I'd like. I could even swap in a picture if I wanted to. I actually really like this kind of faded out football player paper. So I'm going to play with that. And I do have a picture, if I can find it. We're going to be playing with the new alphabet masks, and they are not in Studio yet. So since I have them in my personal account, we're in here, but it's got a lot of pictures. So bear with me. With designing templates, I tend to wade through a lot of my own photos and stock photos a lot of the time. Okay, so I click the photo. Again, it's pink, and I get that dropped photo here to swap. And then I just drag up my picture right into that box, and it swaps it right out. And if I wanted to slide him over, I would just click Adjust. If I wanted to, say, make this player a little more prominent. So easy as that to swap out a picture. And then back in our art collection, again, I could play around with any of these that I want to. So I want to get rid of that basketball there. And if a circle, I could easily swap out one of these cute little football buttons or a football like that. You'll notice that the box of the item before is a different shape than this one. So it crops it into that shape, just like it would with this picture. So if I just unlock it right here in the toolbox, I can click Remove, and it'll remove that crop. And then if I want to adjust it to any size that I want on here. So again, if there's any questions, if you guys need me to repeat anything, just please feel free to ask. Okay, let's see. There's all kinds of fun little pieces in here. I'm thinking I like this cute little star. Maybe throw him on here. And then maybe instead of those cute circles, we will do some laces. So you'll notice most art doesn't have any kind of a drop shadow on it, but some do. So you'll notice this one has a little bit of a drop shadow added so that it gives it that 3D effect. But with anything else, you can just turn on the drop shadow here in the toolbox, and it makes it pop out a little more. This one, even if I turned this on, it would just make it pop a little extra. And that, if you haven't played around with it, you can adjust the strength of the drop shadow. You can change the color. So play around with it. Ooh. Okay. I'm going to pull it over here, just the side of my picture, and then I think I am going to send it backwards just behind my football here. But I kind of like, there's a little random tip that may or may not be useful. So you saw that this has this fun string on one side of it. I want that on top of the football. I don't want it hiding back there. So I'm going to take this, and I've got it sitting where I want it. I think I'm going to turn it a little bit. It's even with my picture. So if I click copy, then I can do edit, paste special, paste in place, and it pasted the entire thing. But then I want to come down here and crop and select just this area here that I want showing on top of my football. So then I click done. Oh, you'll notice I still have this piece of stitching here. I just need to crop a bit closer to get rid of that. Make sure it's out of my box. Done. So that way my stitching is behind, but then I have this cute little extra piece dangling over. So it gives it just that little bit of extra effect. Okay, so back in our art collection, and I apologize, I am on my laptop at home, so I don't have as large of a screen. So you'll notice I'm a little bit restricted when I go and open up the Content Explorer down here at the bottom. You will notice if you're in Studio on different sizes of screens or even different shapes of screens, your Studio will be laid out just slightly different just to fit everything. Okay, I want to also kind of decide, I want to get rid of this set of stars here. So I'm trying to decide, I kind of like it, but we're going to just delete that. So I unlocked it and then I just clicked delete on my keyboard. And I want one of these arrows instead. Again, I want to give it a drop shadow so it matches the others. And I think I'm just going to line it up here. And again, I'm going to do send to back down here in the toolbox and just keep clicking until it disappears behind that football. I just want it back there. Okay, so I hide that back there. And then we've got this cute ribbon here. I don't know if this collection has any ribbons like that, but the shape of this ribbon, I can easily swap in one of these papers and it will crop it to that shape. So you'll notice I can create my own ribbon in this space. And then if I go into the toolbox, I can adjust it and I could scale it in to give it a bit bigger of a pattern. So I can see those dots there. I think I like it smaller. So I just created my own ribbon. And then this is a fill color on here with a text box on top of it. So if I just wanted to switch this to say football, and then if I click this arrow here, it's got a fill color, and I could easily just grab this nice red off of his helmet here, whatever closest to the red of the team. So easy as that. If I wanted to go in and find a different art piece to put there, I absolutely could. I want to delete these circles that are here and this paint splatter. And then I would change this. So this is all the text box right here. I can change it to whatever the team name is. So we're going to say this is Flash. This is the Flash team. So easy as that to change up the cover of the book. And you could make it as simple or as complicated as you want to change it up. And then if I go on the back cover, I'm just going to grab the same paper and then that's a basketball. But actually, I believe it's just a paper. So this is a basketball textured paper, if you guys can see that. In this collection, I've got one with a football texture. So you'll notice it jumped out of the crop. It's not a circle anymore. But here in the toolbar is a handy circle button. So it will round the corners perfectly into a circle. And that one did have a white piece on top. So it was Yep, this is an art piece with that circle. But I could easily recreate that if I wanted to, or I could just, I'll get a little technical with you guys. I haven't looked at this template yet. Stacy just gave me the idea to change this one up to a different sport, so we are just going to go with it. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to swap it out with this football paper, like I was showing. I'm going to round it into a circle. And I think I want to scale up our texture a little bit so it's noticeable. And then watch this. I am going to edit, paste special, paste in place, just like we did before. Well, now it's trying to confuse me. I hadn't looked at what the art piece was. There was a paper behind there. Huh. Bear with me, guys. We're learning new things about this template. Okay, so we're going to just do that. And sometimes this happens when you're playing with a template. If you obviously weren't the one to make it, you don't necessarily know what may be an art piece or may be created. So play around, figure out what works. I think instead of this ball here, I'm just going to delete that, and I'm going to put one of these fun F's on here. And I'll put it up here. And then one of our little footballs, just for fun. And again, you can make this into whatever you want. Have some fun with it. Move things around. Figure out what works. So, easy as that. The text still applies, but if I wanted to, this is just a text box, and I could go in and change anything I wanted in that. And then the same is true for any spread in the book. So any template in the template gallery, they are all completely customizable. You can change them into whatever you would like. So if I wanted to just play around a little bit, say I want this same color red, I'm going to copy it, paste it on here, and then all I'm going to do is give it the same fill color. So I'm just going to pick it right off of this arrow and then delete the extra one. And then there's a star here, a cute star with a little circle on it. But if I'm just using this collection, I mean, I could go out and find something else, but I really like this star in this collection. I can just swap it out, and then it's just a star. And then these are just pictures. I obviously don't currently have a bunch of pictures, but if I want to, if I'm playing around with the template for the first time and I don't want to get confused by the pictures that are already in the template, the easiest thing to do is in the art collection, search shape. You guys can't see that. So if you search shape, you can open this shapes collection, and it's got these different sized and different shaped little placeholders for photos. So then I just swap these out, and you can tell they're the same ones that Kathy had used in this template. But I could just swap those out until I have my pictures. So if I'm making a book for this team and they haven't given me any pictures yet, or we're waiting on some team pictures, it's really easy to just swap these out and give yourself a blank canvas to work with until you get the pictures. So I want to go back to our football collection. And again, just swap that out. I'm just pasting that red arrow on here again, and I'm just going to take the fill color again. Again, if I'm moving too fast, feel free to ask, and I'm more than happy to repeat. So I'm just going to swap out this star again because I like. Here we go. And ours was Team Flash. And we're going to just drop in a fill box again just to give us that. Or if I wanted, I really liked this picture from before. If I wasn't using it on the cover, it looks nice there. So anything you want. I like this stitching. That's really nice for football as well, because just like on a football or a or just like on a basketball or a baseball. They're stitching on a football. So it's different, but it's still fitting and fun and masculine, like Stacy said. So you can see how super easy it is to just take a minute and swap out some elements, some papers on a template that's already been created, and you've already got a nice map layout for any project that you would like to create. So if we have any questions, Stacey?
No questions so far.
Okay, moving right along. Okay, so I wanted to show you guys a couple of fun things with these vacation-themed templates that I did. So first, we had a request to show if you are designing some candy labels from scratch. I wanted to show how easy that is. But some things to be aware of. So I'm just going to start an address labels project. We're just going to call this Tropical Chocolate. Click here to begin, and it's just going to open Studio for me. So this is just the regular address labels, the small, they're just shy of an inch by about 2 3/4, I believe. So they're the perfect size to wrap on little Hershey Nuggets candies, and they are completely adorable. If you haven't tried it, you really should, because they're super easy. They're great for party favors or little gifts, just really fun. So I am going to go down into my project, and I'm going to find these cute pineapple ones that I did. So I'm in my completed projects because I have finished these. And I'm just going to click on the page. There's only one in this case because it's a phone case. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to click Import Page. It's telling you that if there is anything else on the page that you are currently working on, it will replace that. That will be gone. So you want to make sure that you're on a blank page or that you don't care what it's going to erase. So you will notice, let me show you the whole thing. It imported the entire design. And in this case, the phone case is larger than our little address label. So I am going to take a couple of these things that I don't necessarily want. Oops. I'm going to delete the things I do want because that makes sense. Okay, I'm going to delete that. Then I'm going to take this background paper, and it's very odd shaped. I'm going to unlock the proportions here in the toolbox. So I'm under Layout, and I just unchecked this box that says Lock Proportions. And then I can make this any shape I want. So I can bring it up here to fit on the address label. You'll notice it does squish the paper a bit. If it were a picture, it would do the same thing. It's a little harder to tell with a semi-solid paper like this, but if you had a patterned paper, it would be obviously squished. So I'm going to go down here back into my project. I'm going to lock this background paper, and I'm just going to quickly swap this back out. That way it's not skewed, it's not sitting funny, and if it were a patterned paper, you'd see it just fill the space perfectly. So I'm going to swap that in, and then I want to grab our cute little pineapple and flower down here. I want to grab both at the same time because I like where the flower is sitting. So I'm just going to hold down Shift on my keyboard and then select the second item. You can do that with as many items as you want, and then if you want to deselect something, just keep holding down Shift and click it again. So that's a really easy way to grab multiple things at once. And then I'm going to make this significantly smaller. With the address labels, you do want to be careful not to put things too close to the edges, because with any of our printed products, there is a necessary 1/8 of an inch variance, which means that when they print it and then trim the edges, it can trim in a bit. So especially with smaller items like this, you want to be careful. So it just helps not to put things exactly on the edge. Just give it a little bit of buffer room, and that'll make it look a little nicer when it's printed anyway, just to have a little breathing room for the items. So for chocolate labels, so if I'm doing them for the Hershey Nuggets, the top of the chocolate is really very thin. It's about 1/2 of an inch to 3/4 of an inch this direction. And then this whole thing will wrap around the sides and onto the bottom. So if I put my cute little pineapple here in the middle, roughly, then that will be the top of the chocolate. Then I'm going to rotate this here text box. Excuse my way of saying things. So I'm just going to bear with me, guys. Okay, so I'm going to make this text a little smaller. And we're going to say, so if we want to keep that text because I think it's really cute, but I want to split it into 2 lines so that I can have it meet on the bottom and read correctly. So I'm just going to copy and paste so that I have 2 of these. And I'm going to delete out some of the text in either of them so that I have 2 separate text boxes. And I think we're going to need our text just a little bit smaller. So maybe if we do that on 11, see if that fits. And we want to turn them both 90 degrees. So when you are reading the bottom of the chocolate label, you want to make sure that the sentence reads correctly. So you'll notice I'm going to put a pineapple a day keeps on the opposite side, because when I wrap it, it will actually be right here above the other sentence. So I hope that's not confusing. I'll make this a little smaller. So probably better on something like this to do a shorter little sentiment, more like party on, or like those coasters. So something simple, but this will still be adorable. It just would be very small. And then I'm right-clicking and doing Open Collection. And I didn't open it, but I'm going to just pull up Lime and the Coconut. This is the adorable collection that this pineapple comes from. So say I want to find some adorable little border to give this just a little something. Yeah, I like the stitching. So I can pull this up here. It's very large because, again, I'm working on a very, very small product. So when things pull up, they will be rather large. So I'm just going to rotate that and make it a little smaller. Oh, not too small. And then I can just copy, paste, and add another one. So super easy. And then if I were to print that, so this would be on the top, these would both be on the bottom, and it would read, "A pineapple a day keeps the worries away." Super cute, super easy. You just want to be careful not to have too wide of a design and not to put things too close to the edges. So chocolate wraps are really, really simple. They're really fun and a really easy way to add just a little bit of extra fun to a party or get together or as part of a gift. Okay, so I wanted to show, Stacy had mentioned how I took the cover of the square flip book and turned it into a hipster bag. So I wanted to show you guys quickly how I did that. I'm going to go into Photo Gifts and grab the hipster bag. This is what Stacy was describing. So it's got this nice long strap that is extendable. So it fits over the shoulder. You can even do it around your neck so it's on there a bit more securely. I love these for vacations. I made one myself for Disneyland. Just easy to carry the essentials around and not have to carry around a big bag. But we're going to start one of these, and we're just going to call it Vacation. We've still got plenty of time left, so feel free to ask those questions, and we'll just keep chugging along. Okay, So I've got this nice blank space here. I'm going to turn off my design guide, give us a little more room to see. And I'm going to go into my completed project and pull up my vacation snapshots book. And I just want the cover here. I could do it with any of these pages in here, but I like the cover. I'm going to import it just like we did before. And then you'll notice this one, the square flip book is smaller than the hipster bag. It imports at the same size as the original project just because it doesn't want to overstretch anything to the point where something might be blurry. So it will import the exact same size. So if I'm importing from a 12 by 12 scrap page onto a 12 by 12 metal print, it'll be the same size and it'll fit rather perfectly. So just to be aware of that. Okay, so I'm going to edit, select all. It is locked. It has a pink border, so I have to unlock it. And then I'm just going to drag it down. I want to put it so that these pictures on the side here, I liked when I was making it, I put it so that this outside edge of the white frame is off the visible area. So I want to keep that proportion about the same. I'm just going to put it right where I want it. And then I want to make this background a little larger. So I'm just going to select these two background papers together by holding Shift. And then if I hold down Control, I can stretch those both outward at the same time. It pulls it down a little bit, so I'm just going to slide it up and stretch it just a little bit more. So I want it to fill all of this outside area. When the bags are made, they print the piece and then they assemble the bag. So you want to make sure that your design goes outside of this full bleed area so that you don't have a white edge anywhere on your printed piece. So same thing with these frames here. I'm going to lock the proportions and then I can just stretch this out so that it goes outside that area. Same thing with this one. And then you'll notice my pictures on those two got a little bit stretched. If you are designing it for yourself, you're obviously going to be swapping out the pictures anyway. But for the purposes on here, I'm just going to lock those and swap them back out so that it fixes it. So this one, you'll notice I do have to slide it down just to where I want it to fit. And then same thing with this one. Just swap it out. And then my pictures are good to go. And I did change a couple of things on here to make the bag. So I'm going to delete this little text accent down here. And I want to open this collection. There we go. So right click, open collection. And then I want these cute hibiscus flowers. I love these. I think they're so adorable. Probably one of my favorite parts of this collection, along with the pineapples. I love them. So I'm going to put that on there, and I'm going to give it a drop shadow just so it pops a little bit more. And then I also was having a lot of fun with, where are you? There is an adorable little coconut tropical drink in here. I think it's so cute. So I'm going to hold down Shift and connect the sun and these two pieces of text here. And I want to make them just a tiny bit smaller, not by much. And slide them over a little bit. I'm going to adjust the sun, but then I can put this super cute little drink over here. If I want to make it pop again, just put a little drop shadow. And I think I want to make the sun just a little bit bigger. And you can play around, you can make it however you want, but super easy to just take a design off of one project type and create a completely different piece with it. So super fun. Any questions?
No questions. You're doing great.
Okay. last thing, I wanted to show you guys how to play around with these new masks. So if you have used Studio before, you may have seen that we've had some masks in Studio that you can do a lot of things with. We've got shapes, we've got a couple of alphabets, but we really wanted to add in a couple of more alphabets to play with. So I'm going to show you guys just some basics of what you can do with these alphabet masks. They are super fun. So this is a coaster set that will be available soon. I'm still playing around with it and deciding if I want to add anything more to it. But these are really fun because you can just, if you've got any four-letter word, for example, my last name is 4 letters, I could easily switch these out to be my last name spelled out, and it'd be a super fun gift. Or game, or any 4-letter word, just to swap these out, change the pictures behind, and make them your own. Super fun. While Stacy was talking earlier, I had an idea for another set of notepads. She was talking about, actually, I'll give you guys a sneak peek since she didn't have a picture. Oops. Wrong one. So I was having fun with the alphabet masks on notepads, and I made these super cute, really easy to customize, just kind of everyday notepads. Super fun. So I had another idea. I'll turn off my design guide, and you'll notice I'm using the masks right now out of my photos. They have not been added into the art collection yet, so we're giving you guys a sneak peek, but to do so, I had to upload them here as PNGs in my photos. So that's not where they will be located. They will be in the art collections tab. They're not there yet. Okay, so I want to play around with one of these on here. So just to give you guys a little bit of an overview about these masks, I'm not going to go into too much detail because in July we are going to be doing a bit of a webinar just for these masks, just to show you everything that you can do with them. But I'm just going to give you guys a couple of ideas, just some fun tips and really basics on how to use these. So these masks are basically just a PNG image. So it's this black, and then where this is white, it is clear. So if I go down here, and I'm kind of winging it with a picture. Can you guys hear me okay? I'm getting some busy signal, strangely, playing on my end.
I can hear you fine, and let's see, get everyone else online here. If you'll type in if you can hear.
I was just getting one of those fun busy signals, and I didn't know where it was coming from.
Yep, I've got some people saying they can hear you fine, so you're good. Keep on going.
We'll just carry on. Okay, so again, these masks are just PNG images. This black is here, and you can give it a fill color, any color that you would like. You cannot swap in a paper to give it a texture, but you can do fill colors. You can make it white to make it essentially disappear on a white background, so you can hide a picture behind it. But they are limited, but they are super fun to play around with. A great way to circumvent the fact that not being able to crop photos into shapes. So just for fun here, so I've got this letter, and I put a picture behind it, so you'll see it's layered behind it. And then I'm going to crop down my picture to be about the same size of this as the letter, just so that it doesn't stick out down the bottom there. This still only goes so far down, but that way the picture doesn't stick out. And then my idea for a notepad, and I will play around with these and get them as templates, I'm sure, fairly soon, but if I just give this a bit of transparency, we all know how fun it is to have notepads that have pictures on them, but you do still want them to be usable notepads that you can write notes on. So how fun would it be to have some here that just has a fun picture, it's a monogram, and then some kind of note or name or something down there. So it could be a person's first initial, it could be a 3-letter set with a person's full initials, it could be the last name monogram, but super fun. And how cute would that be on a set of notepads? So these masks are really, really quite simple to use, and you can do a lot with them and have a lot of fun. So we've got a few different templates that will be coming soon, and then stay tuned for that class on how to use these to their fullest coming up in July. I'm sure Stacy will give us a little more information on that. So if we do not have any more questions, Stacy, I think that's all I've got.
We do not have any questions, so you have done a phenomenal job. Fun things. And yes, as soon as we get a date nailed down for that webinar, then we will let people know, because we want to show you all the ins and outs of using those fun things. So I'm going to take control back from Brooke, and we're going to finish out our slideshow here. Let me get us back to where we need to be. Okay, so the last thing I'd like to show is what's coming new to Studio. So for July, I'm going to show you 2 of the artwork collections besides the alphabets we've kind of already talked about. This one made me think road trip. It's called Once Upon a Summer Traveling Basic, and that car makes the whole collection. Don't you just love that car? It's so cool. And in fact, there is paper that has these cars all across it. Oh, so cute. So this paper I'm showing here is suitcases. Yes.
Stacy, it could just be me, but your screen is not showing.
Well, of course it's not.
So I don't know about everyone else, but...
Is it showing now?
There we go. Yes.
Okay, we're going to try this again. So now that you can see it, everyone can see that cute car? Yeah, okay, so much better, huh? So we have this paper that has suitcases on it. There's a paper that has a whole bunch of the cars. There's some just plain paper. A lot of this is vintage, retro-looking stuff that you could use for any kind of travel thing. It doesn't have to just be for vacation, but it's got some really fun things. That is a basic collection. So again, watch for that in July. And then for our premier collection, we have Beachside Boardwalk. This one has these fun citrus colors in it that are going to be so fun for your beach pages. But also, I don't know about your area, but our area does lots of carnivals in the summer. And so this will be a fun one to use for carnivals because it's got tickets and Ferris wheels. Don't you love this paper with this old-fashioned Ferris wheel on it? Man, I just loved it. It's got these cute clouds, a couple different shapes of them, some fun bubbles. There are actually 4 alphabets, I think, maybe 5. One of them is this epoxy set, and then there are 3 or 4 colors of this one with the little dots in it. So this shows you the red and orange. There's a yellow one, a blue one, and there might be a green one. I can't remember. And these frames come in a variety of colors. There's a lot of papers that have polka dots, some basic colors. But again, I think you're really going to love this collection just for all the versatility that you can do with it. So again, those 2 sets are coming July 1st. So watch for that new art. Then our next class is going to be July 21st. We're going to talk about greeting cards and invites, and we're actually going to include some trend spotting as well. So we're going to spend a little bit of time looking at what the trends are as far as icons and colors and things like that. And then go through and talk about greeting cards and invites, how you can create them, how you can customize them, get you ready for Christmas. I know it's July, but you know, it's kind of time to start thinking about Christmas. Christmas in July, right? So join us on the 21st at 7 p.m. for greeting cards and invites and a fun evening of creating some things. So before we wrap up, I want to give away 25 more points. So these 25 points are going to go to Deanne Hoffman. Deanne, we appreciate you joining us. Any last questions before we wrap everything up here? If you have any last questions, go ahead and type those in. But again, mark your calendars, July 21st for greeting cards and invites, talking about designs and how you can get ready for Christmas and any types of things you need to send out cards and invites for. We want to make it fun and inspirational for you. And I'm not seeing any questions, so we're going to call this a wrap. Thank you so much for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you July 21st, if not before then, on Facebook and our other social media outlets. Have a great evening. Thanks. Bye.